Also ich lerne gerade Spanisch von Santiago, ja. But you can speak German, do you?
Ambition. Nur Ambition. Alles vergessen.
Alles vergessen. Okay. Also ich habe ihn hier gesehen auf dem Marshall-Stand auf der NAMM-Show und ich hatte so ein bisschen im Kopf, dass er derjenige ist, der hinter den ganzen neuen Marshall-Voicen steht. Also der JVM, ihr wisst ja, der JVM ist mein Lieblingsamp. Ich kann es nicht anders sagen, weil er einfach für mich alles kann. Und hier steht er, Santiago Alvarez, der diesen Verstärker wirklich gebaut hat und entwickelt hat. Yeah? So what I told the German guys is that you are the person behind all these new Marshall voicings for Marshall.
Well, my first one, valve amp, was the JBM. And the idea was to replace the TSL and the DSL series.
Okay.
So they basically asked me to do something on that range with 4 channels, and then just do basically whatever was more gain than a TSL, more gain than a DSL, and a clean channel, a crank channel, and then maybe another crank channel or an OD channel. We decided at the end for 2 OD channels. Yeah. And we started with a JCM 800. That's the platform we used to start the amplifier, and we built.
So the crunch channel is.
The crunch channel is a 2203.
Okay.
A bit modified.
JCM.
A JCM 800, because obviously you have to balance the 4 channels. You cannot just put 100% 800 there. And then we added more gain for the OD1 and OD2.
Yeah.
And then the clean channel originally is based actually in the 6100 clean channel, which is the 30th anniversary Marshall. And it's modified, so it's different. And funnily enough, Joe Satriani asked us to put it back to a 6100 specs. Yeah. So that's basically how we developed it.
Okay. Also was gesagt hat, wenn ich es richtig verstanden habe, ist natürlich der Crunch-Kanal ist nach einem JCM 800 gebaut und der Clean-Kanal ist nach dem 6100, nach dem 6100er Marshall gebaut von Satriani. So what is the voicing of the clean red? Because that's one of my favorites.
You like clean red?
Yeah,
actually, some people like it a lot, some people don't explore it. Actually, it's a new voice.
It's a little bit muddy. It sounds like a JDM 45.
The problem is it's muddy because the tone control is before the gain stages.
Yeah, it should be for that channel.
Yes. Yeah. So it's basically a standard clean channel with more gain after the clean channel.
Okay.
So it's new for Marshall. It's the first time we do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what I love on this amp is you cannot destroy the sound. So any setting you do makes sense. Yeah, you're getting so many good sounds at any setting. So
okay, one of the tricks or the goals when designing an amp is that it has to sound good with everything at 12.
It's nearly my favorite. My favorite is bass at 6, mid at 4.
Exactly. Should be reasonable settings. It's
absolutely.
Like you have one amp that the bass has to be at 10, the middle at 0.
No.
Because that's just one sound and it's very difficult to use, right? Maybe it's a very good sound, but it's not flexible. Yeah. So the goal was to have an amp which all the knobs pointing up has to sound good.
That's a good starting point.
So that's what we tried.
Absolutely.
I don't know how close we were, but that's what we tried.
Okay, so the OD1 and OD2 is a new channel?
It's a new channel.
So not based on anything?
No, not based on anything. It's an 800, a 2203 with more gain. It was very typical in the 80s to add one more tube, the hot rodding 800s.
Yeah, like Soldano.
All that stuff, yeah. Soldano, all the rectifiers, the 5150s. It's all basically the same structure. There are plenty of amps doing the same.
And you have so much gain in the red channel. I mean, for me, the red channel is senseless.
You know what? I'm very proud that it's the first time that people modify a Marshall to reduce the gain.
To reduce the gain.
Yes.
Yeah. There are modifications that mean, hey, we can do your Marshall less gain.
Yes, that's the first time because traditionally Marshall is like people modify it to get more gain, right? Yeah. People add tubes, people modify things inside, and then when we started again, the project was we want high gain here. We want really high gain, so we don't want people complaining that the amplifier has not enough gain. Yeah. So I think we got too much, perhaps.
I mean, we in the store we have some problems with the customer who get the feedback with the guitar.
Yes.
Yeah. So they say, look, the amp is yelling like beep. I say, hey, it's the guitar, it's not the amp, yeah.
You know, that was a tricky thing to explain to people,
Yeah.
because definitely if you have too much gain, it's very easy to have too many side effects.
Yeah,
So if your foot pedals are noisy, the amplifier will be very noisy,
Yeah.
because it's amplifying the noise from the whole system.
Yeah.
If your guitar is a bit weak or squealy or whatever, the amplifier will squeal, will feedback like crazy. So you have to kind of either live with it, either use a noise gate, and learn how to mute the amp with the guitar control, right? And that's a thing that professional guitarists are used to do all the time. I mean, that's part of guitar playing. But for a normal user like I may be or so, it's very difficult to, you buy the amp, you go home, and it's like, ee all the time. So you have to explain that to people. And at the end, people understand. But it was kind of a challenge at the beginning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means you play guitar too?
I do play guitar.
So
I try to.
okay. So what model did you use for adjusting the channels on the JVM?
The JBM was done with a Charvel San Dimas 3, I think it is.
Yeah.
It was a 1999 guitar or something. With
The JB pickup?
no, that was a Tone Song.
Tone Song by Damasio.
By Damasio, yeah. So it's a Super Strat 2-octave Floyd Rose. Yes, a Charvel, yeah. No pointy head. It was the one with the kind of a Fender.
I mean, I like the crunch sound in red.
Yeah.
With the hot rod Strat with the Floyd Rose, you
Yeah.
get that brown Eddie Van Halen thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's so insane.
I handle with just a tiny bit more gain.
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah.
A little bit more, yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so the JVM is our most important amp in the shop. Absolutely.
Right.
So we do all the reviews with it. I mean, I do all the reviews on my guitars with it. Yeah. So will there be a new version so in the future
Yes.
of that amp?
I mean, the JBM is a series, and
Yeah.
someday it has to be
Recreated.
recreated. Not recreated, but upgraded or...
Okay. So do me one favor. Just replace the OD red to the OD yellow. That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't need more gain than OD yellow. And
Well,
place
but
one
some
sound
people
between,
want...
in between.
That-
You know?
I mean, I know. The problem there is that the jump from the green to the yellow is too much,
Yeah.
and the yellow to the red is not that much.
Yeah,
So
right, yeah.
we have to balance that a little bit. We know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
know that.
Okay. So, will you be at Messe?
Yes, I'll be.
This
I'll be
year?
there. Yes, yeah.
Okay, so we're
6 weeks. In 6 weeks, right? Yeah, in March. Yes,
Yeah.
I'll be there. Yes.
Okay. So I'll bring you my JVM and you do the modification?
Maybe.
Okay. Thank you, Santiago.
Yeah, thank you very much. Vielen Dank.
Say goodbye to Germany.
Goodbye, Germany.